everyone.
This is Yuna
And Hannah.
and welcome back to the 6th episode of our podcast, Express Yourself.
If you're new here in this podcast, we're going to talk about topics surrounding mental illnesses and mental health in an effort to help those that are struggling to understand that they're not alone and help guide them to reach out for help.
We started this podcast to educate and spread more awareness on mental illnesses and the importance of mental health. We'll be posting at the end of every month on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor.
We'll make sure to update you on upcoming episodes on our social media and our website. You'll find us on Facebook at Express Yourself Podcast and Instagram at Express Yourself PC. Our website is linked in both of our social medias if you're interested for more information, and we'll also post on both of our social medias if we are not posting for the month. So, life update. I'm not sure if y'all like listening about this, but we like updating y'all on our own lives anyways. So, the reason why we didn't post last month is because, oh my god, so much stuff, AP exams and, finals. I mean, finals just ended, but...
Yeah, because, school just ended now, and we were pretty busy trying to cram and study for our AP exams.
But honestly, me and Yuna were taking a push and length.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I was so stressing over a push because I'm gonna be honest, this whole year I wasn't really sure what was going on for the whole entire year. But yeah,
Honestly,
of timers.
I actually took notes the whole year, and I was still so lost because I didn't remember anything from the whole year. But it's okay. Whatever,
okay.
It's over. So.
Yeah.
We're just glad to be done with the school year and finally be done with the most stressful year possible.
No, but Lang was not bad at all though. I thought it was pretty okay.
Yeah, especially the MCQ.
Yeah.
It was so much easier than
SAT and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was actually you could tell what the answer was.
No, yeah, and
compared
it's
to SAT.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad we're done with this and we can finally go to have our hot girl summer.
Anyways, finals was fine, but for our school we have this thing called AP exemption. I don't know if it's every school.
Yeah, so because Hannah's district has finals every semester finals.
Yeah.
So
do y'all even have finals?
I don't have finals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just had to take AP exams.
Anyways, we have this thing called AP exemption. It's if you have a grade that's higher than an 80 for the third 9 weeks or the fourth 9 weeks in the semester, and you have less than a couple absences or tardies, and you took the AP exam, then you get exempt from the actual final that you have to take. But yeah, that was pretty nice. So my finals week was very chill. So
that's good. My school just ended early because a week earlier.
Yeah, yours ended a week earlier than mine, which is no, mine ended just literally on Friday, but I don't know when y'all are seeing this episode, which is 2 weeks.
Oh, that reminds me. Hannah had to retake her AP Environmental Science exam.
Oh my gosh.
Her school got caught in a fire or something.
Yeah, basically in our food science. Oh my god, I feel so bad. But in our food science, it was I don't know. I forgot what they were making. I think some people thought that they were baking. Some people said they were making fish and chips, and another person said they were making steak. But anyways, so in food science, they were making food, and it was an oil fire. So it got caught on fire. And basically the teacher tried to put it out by putting the pan in water, but obviously it's an oil fire, so kind of exploded. So oh my god, I feel so bad because apparently the teacher got burned and stuff.
Really? I didn't know that.
But I feel so bad. And anyways, our whole building got evacuated, but the thing was I was taking the APES exam, but there were rooms we have different buildings, so it was one of the buildings, it was the one that food science was in, and it was also in the building that I was in, so all of the people in that building got evacuated.
Right.
But then there were other people taking apes in another building, but they got to finish, which is yeah. But I think I'm so glad that like I crammed everything, because like I was all studying like the week before the actual like the first AP exam. So by the time I got to like the second AP exam, I was just like reviewing some like more stuff that I should know. So I think I was pretty prepared. So hopefully that goes well. But
And that also reminds me, I had to retake my AP Calc exam as well, and we're gonna bring up something that could be a little triggering. So recently, in the area that we live in, there was a shooting at a mall that is pretty near us, and there were like consecutive threats to like different schools at the same time as well.
yeah, like schools and like school districts.
Yeah. And one of the school that I go to, it wasn't like a target school specifically, but it was still in the same district as like the other schools that were target schools for like the shooting threats. So we had like a whole like district wide excused absence for the day, and that was the day I had to take my calc exam. So I got to, well, not got to, but I had to take it on like a different day after.
Like skip it for your safety, you know.
Yeah,
Like I remember like my one of the feeder schools of like the senior high that I go to, there were also like threats of like actual shootings, which I think like people thought it was funny to say that just like recently of the shooting, which was like the Allen shooting, which oh my god, it got like so big. But also like I hated the fact that like a lot of people like started like seeing like actual photos and like videos of like the victims
right, and
on
they
Twitter.
were just sending it to people like that didn't want to see them.
Yeah, and like reposting it and stuff like that. But like that's so messed up. Like, come on, like at least like give them a little bit of privacy.
But honestly, it just really sucks that that happened in general. And
Right, and like our city, like the one that we live in, is like I guess like it was considered like the safest in
like one of the
nation.
safest like cities in the nation.
Yeah,
like, I think it was like the third safest.
I don't know, but we were somewhere in like the top 5. Like our whole like area, it was considered the safest. But like considering that we live in Texas, like I don't like, it's scary because it's like really nowhere is safe, because like there's psychopaths like everywhere that are like have like no like not even like, okay, even if you have a motive, I don't think you should be expressing it that way, right? Like harming other people. There's really like, it really sucks, because like there's also nothing we can do about it, because like the shooting or the shooter of from like the Allen place in general was like, what, like he didn't have a motive or apparently, but apparently he like hated Asians or something.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
it was like a racially motivated like hate crime, I think.
Yeah,
but the youngest victim was a 3-year-old or 3 or 4.
I think it was 5.
No, the baby that died.
There was a baby that died?
Yeah.
Really?
So like, yeah, a 3-year-old died and the 5-year-old or 6-year-old survived.
Oh, I think I got that
family.
mixed up.
And
yeah.
so, yeah, it's so sad, because how much hate do you have to like kill a 3-year-old baby?
Or like an innocent family, because like apparently the guy just like exited his car and just started shooting like the family. And what really sucks is that like you hear about these shootings and you think that like oh, like it probably won't happen to me, or like it probably won't be anywhere near me, but like after this happened, like I'm genuinely so scared. And like I've also like have so many connections with that one family.
No,
like,
yeah, me too.
like
oh, sorry.
No, you're good,
but
good.
like for the mother of that family, she was a dentist, I think, and I was actually going to like switch to her dental clinic because it's like really close to my house. And like my mom was just talking about it like the other day, and that really like put me into more shock, just because it's like, wow, this can actually happen to me, because it's someone that I had like mutuals with.
Yeah, no, like my accompanist that like accompanied me for like everything, like for like violin and stuff like that was her dentist.
Oh my god.
So it was like so scary once I found out. It's like, wow, I'm like, even though I'm not like personally connected, it's still like so like crazy to me. It's like, how could it be so like close to me? Like,
no, because there are so many like shootings everywhere. I feel like in like some way people do become slightly
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like they
Like,
like disconnected,
right, because
right?
it doesn't feel real because it's like happening everywhere all the time in this
Right. So it's
country.
just like so common now that like
Yeah,
you don't really
that
feel
you
like
don't. And now it's like, because it was so close to home right
mm-hmm.
now, and like we have so many like mutuals with the people, with the victims, so now it actually feels more scary.
Right? Like
Because, yeah.
that really sucks. Like I don't know, it's just like actually devastating for like the child in general. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's something that no one should have to like go through. Really, like that that's horrible. Really just horrible, and like all the victims that were like harmed and like dead, and you know, like even like people that were just like working at like the outlet. Like that's like you shouldn't ever have to experience that, you
Right.
know?
And all of that just like happened within like a week or something. There was like more like shooting threats like at a
Yeah.
mall that's like really close to that too, like the
Mhm.
day before.
Yeah.
And like 2 days ish before that there was like another like gun control problem at
Yeah.
like a fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like after right after that there's like shooting, like school shooting threats and stuff. So
Mhm.
like it was just everything like consecutively.
Right.
So
But like connecting more into like mental health and stuff like that, that like that can really mess up someone's head.
mhm.
Like just being connected to that in general. And also I heard that like I have like some mutuals that worked at the Allen outlet,
Right,
and
and
they
they
said
all
that like,
quit.
oh really?
All my friends that like worked there, they all just quit because it was like so
Right.
scary.
But I also heard that like some of them, they just said that like it didn't at first, it didn't even hear like sound like gunshots. Like it's not what you like would expect, because like there's so much construction around our area, they just kind of assumed that it was like a nail gun, you know.
Oh,
And because it was like
yeah.
so consecutively, and it was like, I don't know, it was some kind of like AR, right? I'm not
Yeah,
completely
I
sure.
think it was like a machine gun.
Yeah,
Like
but
AR-15 maybe.
I don't know, I'm not completely sure about that either, but I just know it was like some kind of like automatic.
Mm-hmm.
But like they said that it didn't. It either sounded like a car revving, like those like sports car revving, or like construction. So it's
Yeah.
like that's just so scary to have to like be connected with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there were just so many victims. Was it 7 or 9?
I'm not completely sure about that either. But because it like by the time that we're filming it now, it has been a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
I remember
that
knowing it
was
clearly before. I'm not completely sure now,
Mhm.
but yeah, guys, stay safe.
Yeah.
It's really hard to avoid these things too, because like it's not like you don't really, it could happen anywhere, you know.
Right.
But just I feel like the only ways to kind of save yourself, or like, is to be, or not, I guess like be aware of the sound that's going on, which I know that sounds
Mhm.
really bad, because like even like balloons popping, I remember like a week after like the actual shooting,
Mhm.
like we had like our orchestra banquet, and like one of the balloons popped because like someone's heel stepped on it, and I literally got so scared. And that's really something that never, like, I shouldn't ever have to think about, and it really sucks because like
This
there's,
is like where we live now. Like this
yeah,
is just
there's
how
nothing
the
we
world
can do about
is.
it. Mm-hmm.
Just so messed up, but that's what's been going on
Mhm.
recently in our lives, and I guess everyone else's.
Yeah. Okay, but back to our actual topic. So, today we're going to be talking about like the different types of attachment issues. So,
Right.
I think we kind of, not really, like,
I think we might have slightly brought it up in
Like-
our like other episodes.
maybe like surface level,
Mhm.
but not really like, I don't even think we mentioned it like specifically, but it's kind of something related to attachment issues, but
Yeah, but today we'll actually be going more deeply into them.
yes.
And let's start off with secure attachment. So this is the attachment that you actually want to have. This is the good attachment. Like it's not an actual issue, I guess. So for this, parents or like the caregivers usually are like more available, and they're sensitive, responsive to whatever like you say, like as children, and they're like accepting, right? So when your parents or your guardians or caregivers are like this, you are able to like learn how to trust and like have a healthy self-esteem. And usually people who are like securely attached appreciate like their own self-worth and their ability to be themselves in like any relationships in the future, as like most of these attachment issues occur because of like the way you were
Raised and stuff.
raised
Yeah.
when you were like a kid. And these type of people who have secure attachments, they openly seek support and comfort from like their partner, and like
And they're like similarly happy when their partner relies on them for emotional support. So it's like you're not like seeing them as like a burden, if that makes sense.
Right. And some signs of secure attachment styles can include like the ability to regulate your emotions easily, and you can like easily trust others, effectively communicate in general. And you also have the ability to seek emotional support, and you're like comfortable being alone, comfortable being in close relationships, and you have the ability to self-reflect in partnerships, and you're just easy to connect with.
And this is like nowadays it's not the most like often, just because like most of the parents, like I mean like even like just every parent, like especially like your first child, once you go into something, like even if you read the books and stuff like that, like raising a child is very unexpected. Like there,
Right.
it comes with a lot of unexpectancies. So but if you know that like personally, I know that I like struggle with like I guess like being able to I don't know, like just being able to like be comfortable in close relationships, because I feel like I
Right.
kind of struggle with that. And it's hard for me to kind of, I guess, like seek emotional support from myself to other people, unless it's like as a joke or something like that. So like it would be hard for me to do that, but it's not particularly from like the way I was raised either. It's just kind of how I am. But if I do want to be a parent one day, like I kind of know what to look for and stuff. But if you struggle with these, I don't want to tell you how to parent or tell you
Right.
whether or not you should have children or not. But you should definitely look out for these things and try not to reflect these emotions onto your child, because they could really affect like a children's mental health and how they grow up, like overall, like as a person. So like
Yeah, as like this is
mhm.
probably going to be like very long term and hard to like, it's hard to like suddenly start learning how to like trust people when you haven't, when you were like a kid, like which is basically when you like learn all your like boundaries and stuff.
Yeah, like when you were like developing your personality and stuff like that. But also like, you know, how like some people will say that like typically, like stereotypically, how like
Mhm.
single children or something like that are more like self-centered and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like I feel like it kind of comes with like how you're raised and stuff.
Mhm.
Where like if you're always like the center of attention with your parents and stuff like that, if you're not, like if you're out in like a public space or like with your other people, it's, you know, like
Right, because you don't have to like learn how to share everything
Mhm.
with your like siblings if you don't have any.
Yeah.
So
So a lot of these like attachments could come from like how you're raised and stuff like that. But also like being like, I guess like a single child, or like if you have siblings, it's not really a defining factor either, because you could be like the most like not self-centered person in the world, but you're a single child, you know, like it all depends on like the situation.
right.
And the second one we're going to talk about is anxious
Ambivalent.
Yes. So this one's like more well known. It's kind of like what you kind of think about when someone talks about like attachment issues. So it's like about abandonment fears, and it's like care related, like, and it comes from like inconsistencies of those from growing up. So it could like vary from like having low self-esteem, having fear of rejection or abandonment, clinginess in relationships. So like it could also like come with like long distance. So like if you panic over or overthink about like stuff just because you're long distance and you can't be with your partner, or like you have like a frequent need to like please people, so you're like really people pleasing, and you blame yourself for things that like aren't even happening. So like that comes with like the overthinking, or like you blame yourself for things that aren't your fault at all. So if you have this type of attachment, or you believe that you do, typically you need a lot of support and contact with other people, so you're pretty reliant on other people in order to kind of like solve your emotional issues, I guess you can say like that.
Honestly, a lot of this just like sounds like my dog that has anxious attachment like to my mom. Like my dog, she can't like deal with anything when she's alone. Like when she's like slightly like when she's apart from my mom, just like one room away, like she needs to like go to my mom like at that moment exactly. And I feel like that's like the same with people too.
Like because Yuna got her dog during like the pandemic, so like
so we only stayed home all day long, and so we were never like away from our dog. And now that like we actually have places to go, like school, work, whenever like she's put alone, like she honestly doesn't know what to do. Like my dog just doesn't know what to do.
Like I feel like we talked about this in like toxic relationships, that episode or whatever, but it's like you also need to give space in a relationship and not also be like super clingy, because or not like be super clingy, but you need some like personal space, and some things you need to like keep to yourself and not like be super like
dependent on the other person.
Yeah, unless it's like it's been like very very long term, then like it's understandable. But like if you're very like dependent on the other person, once that support is gone, like
you're actually gonna go through it.
Yeah, like it's not the most, I guess, like smart, you know.
And like codependent relationships can end up super toxic if anything happens between you two. It's like, because you guys just both depend on each other at some point. So it's
also then it comes with like financial stuff, you know, like prenups and stuff, how like some people believe in signing them but some people don't. I feel like that's very important when it comes to like marriage and stuff like that. So you have to be on the same page when it comes to financial issues,
right? And
also like when you raise a child, right? So like I saw this like one TikTok, it was like you need to make sure like that like the first, I guess, like year of raising a child, you need to like agree not to ever even mention divorce or something like that, because like you're going to go through it when it like a new child comes in, right? Like they're going to disrupt like the flow of your life. You're gonna have to wake up super like, I don't know, late at night to like go feed the baby and stuff like that. So like it's really important to understand like another person another
being is just like in your house now.
Yeah, like it's not just you, and you kind of have to understand how like stuff works with another person, like even like the slightest things, right? Like I don't know, like sleep schedules, right?
Especially sleep schedules with those crying babies.
Yeah, like if you're like a late owl, or if you're like a morning person, like I don't know, like you could figure something out. But if you don't know, like even like it sounds really stupid, but if you don't know like the surface level stuff, like even when it comes to like, I don't know, like the temperature that you set your room at when you go to sleep, it could cause arguments in the future that could affect like how the kid grows up, and like the like attachment issues they have, because like I don't know, like even like arguing, it could you know, like affect
like
the kid.
The smallest things, like you mentioned, like one thing I actually saw like on TikTok before, it was like it was like a couple like arguing about like, oh, you changed the diapers this week, or like something like, I always do it. Oh well, I do the laundry, I do the dishes, well I like go out and like earn money for both of us, or like things like that. It's like smallest arguments can like go so big, and it's like babies like remember stuff. Okay, maybe not if they're like infants, but they do remember like certain things, and like they might not remember the specific words, but they will remember like the yelling, the shouting, or like the arguments, or like any tension going on in the household.
Yeah, but also like just, I know like this episode isn't really about like marriages and like parenting and stuff like that, but like I feel like it's very important to separate your, I guess, responsibilities. Like, I don't know, like, just so there's no, like,
Future arguments.
right, and just know that, like, there is a place for everyone in the house, and there is responsibilities for everyone, and it's not like, what is it? I think it's called, like, the breadwinner. Yeah, like, I don't know. Personally, I don't like that type of dynamic. But if it works for you, if it works for you, then it's, good for you. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Just as long as you guys aren't getting into like loud arguments and like traumatizing your baby.
Yeah.
And leading to like more attachment issues, I
Yeah.
think it's all good.
Or just like dragging them into it,
Right.
So don't do that. Probably not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea.
So now for our third attachment type, there is the disorganized attachment issue.
Yeah, it blends with like the anxious and avoidant type, and it usually comes from like childhood trauma or abuse, so like kind of similar to the other one, but it's like from a parent's consistent failure to respond appropriately to their child's distress, or like a parent's inconsistent response to their child's feelings of fear or distress,
So it's like one moment like you're like super soothing, and then the other moment you're like super angry and like overwhelming your child. Like
yeah. Also comes in like abusive relationships and stuff
right,
like that,
definitely. And if your kid is just used to this, they're going to they're gonna go through like relationships like this,
Yeah.
because they just think it's like normal.
Yeah, so the parents are usually like, instead of like attending to their kids' needs, they like, I guess like they could like laugh at a child's fears and like yelling at a kid to stop crying. They stop responding to like a kid's cries, or I guess it could work sometimes to like learn, because I guess like some kids, I heard that they do like fake cry just to get their parents' attention.
Right.
But still, like, you need to give your kid attention and stuff like that, or just like, I don't know, briefly soothe a child before you lose patience and stuff, or like start yelling and being intimidating. So those could really affect like a kid and how they grow up, and like in the future with like the type of attachment issues they may have. So
Right. Yeah. So like one of the other things like that,
it's like mocking
yeah,
a kid.
like mocking a child in distress, which is like kind of common these days because like kids do like dumb things.
Yeah, like, when those like videos that you see in like old like Vines or like try not to laugh videos, and it's like kids falling off of swings and stuff.
Yeah, and then like the like parents are just laughing.
Yeah, like it's all laughs and giggles, but you gotta, do something about it, because
Right.
honestly, like if I was a kid and I fell off a swing and my parents started laughing at me, I would
laugh at you too.
No, stop. I would actually like be kind of, yeah, I would probably be kind of messed up, not gonna lie. Yeah.
Honestly, in like some situations, I would start laughing too.
No, yeah, like
But
I would like
only-
first start laughing, but then go and help
Right,
them.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Just because.
But if I'm like 3 years old and like my parents are laughing at me just because I got hurt, that actually reminds me. In like first grade, I was just walking and I was like talking to my mom, so I was like facing like the side,
Mhm.
and then like I like just walked into a pole, and like I hit my forehead really hard, and my mom just started laughing at me. But like obviously, I don't think that did anything to me. I hope. Yeah,
It's kinda
but
funny.
in some
I'm
situations,
sorry,
it's like it was kind of funny. I
Yeah.
started laughing too.
I would ice like your like if that happened to your kid, probably like ice their head or something like that, instead of just like
I just
laughing
went
and then
home.
brushing them off.
No, honestly, it wasn't like too bad though. If they were like mocking me when I was like actually like dying or something, that would be like pretty bad. But
Yeah. But overall, this type of attachment issue, it's like they tend to not feel that they deserve love or closeness in like a relationship, or they simply like just don't feel comfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so our last attachment issue, avoidant attachment. Okay.
I don't know if you'll hear that, but
Sorry. Okay, so sometimes like a parent has trouble accepting and responding sensitively to their child's needs. And so like instead of like comforting the child, like the parent would like minimize their feelings. So I guess like they would just like invalidate your feelings, just say like, oh, you might be like feeling sad, but everyone else is going through this too, so
Yeah.
whatever, like it's not a big deal, or
Mhm.
something like that. Or like reject their demands, not help with like hard and difficult tasks.
Yeah, it's kind of like leaving the kid to parent themselves, you know?
Right. And so, in addition, the child could be like expected to help the parent with their own needs. So I know this happens a lot with like older kids when they have like younger siblings.
Or like big families, they tend to like have to step up to like, you know.
Right, and like start like taking care of their like younger siblings when
Mhm.
they have their like other problems
Yeah.
and stuff. And so like this makes the child learn that it's like best to avoid bringing the parent into like the picture for anything.
Mhm.
And so like, because like the parent won't like respond in a helpful manner and like help the child at all anyways.
Mhm. So it's like in an avoidant and secure attachment, the kid kind of just learns that their best bet is to shut down their own feelings and become self-reliant. And I find that I'm kind of like this, but I'm not really sure if it's like from my child experiences growing up. Like, like I think it's mainly just because I'm very self-dependent. Like it's not that
Right.
like my parents didn't like help me with things growing up. It's just that like when it came to like issues and stuff like that, I just kind of had to like learn, and I was taught to like deal with it and just, you know, like suck it up and work it out.
Right.
But also, if y'all hear any like just random silences in this episode, it's because Yuna sneezed. So
Sorry. The allergy season is like really coming at it right now. It's not even summer, so I don't know why. Wait, it is summer. It's not
It
even
is.
spring. It's not even spring, so I
Yeah.
don't know why it's
Oh,
getting so.
sorry. Sorry. Yuna's dog just sneezed. Anyways, so
Honestly, I think I'm allergic to my dog. I don't think that my allergies were this bad before I got her.
that's kind of funny. But I heard that like you can develop allergies or something.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty sure.
probably did.
Anyway, so the ways that you can kind of cope with your attachment issues, I don't think there was like, at least from the research that we kind of did, there's no like definite like solution to this. But
Right, like to any of the attachment issues.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you can always get like therapy, but there were other things like just like write down your thoughts. Don't like conceal like.
I don't know if y'all heard that either.
We're cutting that out. Or like write down your thoughts in general.
Yeah, so like find more healthy ways to cope with how you're usually expressing with your emotions, especially if they're like the type of that are it's like aggressive, you know. So you can like go for a walk, go to the gym, work out, and you can like low-key like meditate. I know it kind of sounds stupid, like some people think meditating is stupid, and I used to think that it was stupid, but it does work out for some people because like if you're consistent with it, that like I guess like couple minutes of peace or even like tens of minutes of peace could really help you just collect yourself.
Right. So, anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed listening to this episode of Express Yourself. We will do our best to create a safe space for everyone here, and we hope that you guys stick around for upcoming episodes we plan on releasing.
And if you guys aren't familiar with it already, usually we're drinking like a coffee or something while we're filming. So today I was drinking, I chugged it, but I was drinking a matcha latte with chai.
And I was drinking a blonde vanilla latte as usual.
Yeah. And remember to follow us on our social media and check out our website for more information. We hope you guys have a good rest of your night or day. So stay safe and take care. Bye.
Bye.